you're listening to the Mackay T Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Brian Mackay and T Davis.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mackay T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mackay T Show.
Welcome back to the Mackay T Show podcast. I don't even know any way other to say this other than I told y'all that was coming, and I saw y'all tweeting and saying that China was gonna run the gold medal. They were gonna run the medal count this year. They were gonna take it over because they were in the lead. Told y'all last week this happens every Olympics. China runs out there because they good with the judo and all them other
And the
little
ping
bitty-
pong.
Right. They come out there and they run
table
quickly. And they gave us a run for gold medals. I give it to them for the actual gold medal count. They gave it to us. But we came out in the end with 39 gold medals, 41 silver, 33 bronze for a total of 113 medals, leading the way. China came in second with 88, and Russian Olympic Committee was 71. Yes, so there's that.
Brian, what do? So this is the thing with the Olympics.
Mhm.
Well, you ain't like you get no bragging rights. It ain't like we see Russians every day or Asians every day, people from China like this. Yeah, we beat y'all in the Olympics. Like, what are we doing? I guess some people that travel, I don't know what. I don't know.
I think honestly, I think they keep up with this medal count more for the viewers than the actual participants because I don't think it really matters to them.
Right. They
You know,
want to go. Now, what I will say about the Olympics, that I saw something that was so beautiful. I'm tearing up. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my!
It was either the high jump or long jump. I think it was a high jump. So two guys was tied they had the same height or length, whatever it was.
Okay.
And the judge dude comes over. He basically he trying to tell him, okay, well, y'all both got the same thing. It's a tie right now. And he trying to break down how to break this tie gonna happen. The man says it's and I'm just calling him black because of his complexion. I don't know what nationality was. He said, well, can we both get gold? And the dude said that is a possibility. And then he just turns to the white guy. Again, I don't know what country he was from either.
Right.
And he says, yes. Because I don't know if he thought he could beat the guy. And you should have saw him. He jumped into the man's arms, like legs around his waist, hugging him and all. Did you see that?
I did. I know.
He was rolling on the ground. I was like, now that's what I'm talking about. We all can win.
That was awesome to see.
We all can win.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was nice. Then they had the people falling and helping people up, and so I think some of these people make this more of you compete because you want to win. The people that go there, they train all their lives for it, but at the end of the day, it should be just friendly competition, and because I ain't gonna have nobody to brag to and say, oh well, America won nothing. Not that I would be, but
Since T went into this description, let me once again make myself clear. I am just joking with our people from our listeners from China that tweeted at me. And,
somebody tweeted you.
We were just back and forth, just joke, just friendly banter. That's all it was.
Well, no. I think people be taking it serious though. I think
I can tell.
Now, I don't think that I personally don't say I don't. If we don't win, we win some events, we lose some. Hey, we winning in basketball. The women won like 10 straight. Okay, I'm exaggerating, 7, 8, whatever.
Yes.
The men won 4, and it's just some sports that we're gonna dominate in, and it is what it is with the rest of y'all.
Yeah, let's
I'm
move.
glad y'all had fun. I hope my concern, Brian, is, you got any more things you want to say that's lighthearted? Because I'm about to go to serious mode.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You go,
My
jump on into
concern
it.
is that all of these people are about to go back to their countries and take some form of this virus with them.
Yeah, or jump right in it and get what's already there. Because I mean, we got kids getting it now. And that was not something that was prevalent when COVID first started.
They tried to tell these people this virus was going to evolve, and it's
Yeah.
going to evolve again. After this Delta, there will be another one. Why? Because in our case, we just got people that just don't want to do the right thing. And then in other countries, they just don't have a vaccine. So, they still just trying to get as many people vaccinated as they can.
Right.
We haven't shut our borders. So when people just flying all over and traveling everywhere, it don't take but one person to bring it over.
Yeah. And I
And
mean,
I saw a report. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say all these people that are sitting around, and act like they don't know Dr. Fauci's name. They call him Ferrucci and Fucci and what, and just most of it's being silly, but at the same time, like, don't disrespect. This man has been telling y'all for a year now. He's been telling you over and over again for you, and this man has been. And don't act like he just showed up with the COVID. This man has been around. I listened to a podcast the other day about the AIDS epidemic.
For eons, he
He
been
was
around.
he was the one advising the first George Bush.
I'm sure he was advising when SARS hit and we didn't have any problem, but people was
He has been
concerned
around,
about it.
and he has been well known, been someone who's very well respected. So when you sit there and play around with his name, like you can't remember his
Put
name
some respect on
when
his
he's on
name.
he's on the TV every day. You can remember his name. You hear his name every day. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that. But
Well,
continue. I apologize.
I heard no. I heard this man say. I mean, I shout out Larry. He sent me a little clip and that said the man said DeSantis should be shaming himself. The viral load in Florida is so high that if they were a foreign country, we would probably ban them from traveling. That's how bad it is in Florida. He said if they were a country like not attached to us, we would probably not let people come over from Florida.
Yeah, he's steady down there fighting against any kind of mandates. I told Sean. I told my friend. Sean. I told Sean the other day. The Santos
Shout
gonna
out
get
Sean
y'all
Savage.
killed. That he is gonna get y'all killed down there.
Well, it's sad, but I guess they call it the survival of the fittest, and you have to pray because some of us trying to do the right thing and don't get caught up. But I pray for all my friends and family, and everybody on my little inspirational vitamin list. But if you ain't
I
wearing no
have.
mask, all the prayer in the world, then Lord ain't told y'all to be out here playing.
I mean, I have friends right now that's on incubators in ICU because of COVID, the Delta
It,
variant.
it ain't no joke.
And I
You keep
mean,
seeing people coming up that's got loved ones dying from it, begging their other family members to take it.
just yesterday, I'm not gonna mention her name because I don't know that she would want me to do this, but someone you and I both know told me that she got the virus, and she's a school teacher, and she came down with the virus just yesterday, or she just got told
Tested
she had
positive.
it. Yeah, they didn't tell her which variant. And she said that's something they didn't tell her, but
I don't want no variant.
right.
I
Yeah,
don't want the first one, the second, third, or the fourth one. I don't even know what number we on. Are we on 4? Or is this 3?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't
I
want
can't
none
keep
of
up.
it. And I'm doing my best, Lord. You know what I'm doing. I wear my mask. I even have one on when I'm outside. I don't want no parts of this.
Yeah, somebody asked about. Uh, I saw somewhere somebody put on Facebook or Twitter just asking a simple question about, so we going back to wearing our mask, and I want it so bad, but I just don't comment on stuff like this. I want it so bad to comment and say, I never stopped.
Right.
I go to places. I always put my mask on.
Hey, don't stop because
I can't
it's
afford
easy
to
to get
stop.
caught up.
I mean, got me with a weakened immune system. Got members of my family.
And then you got these babies like you bring
Yeah,
it full circle that cannot get vaccinated. If you don't
right.
care about yourself, care about these little people that can't get vaccinated. They ain't got no option in this. That you can be carrying it and give it to them.
Yes. I
We
don't
love the
know.
children. Speaking of which, can I was thinking about this last night before I went to sleep. And this not like an episode I want us, a little segment I want us to start doing,
Okay.
but there are some, I don't know if we would call them monikers. You can help me work through this.
Mm.
But like Yabba Dabba Doo. What is it?
Flintstones.
Dynamite.
Ooh, good times.
Did I do that?
Huh?
Did I do that?
Oh, psh,
Exactly.
Urkel,
But you
Family Matters.
know, I mean,
Yeah,
I was like,
I
so
didn't,
what
I
are
didn't hear
those
you. I didn't hear
called?
you the first time. Family Matters. Yes.
What are they called? Like you hear them, you know,
Catchphrases.
catchphrase.
Yes.
So I was like, I wonder how many there. It's probably a bunch of them out there. Obviously, that those are.
That's
What you
hilarious.
talking about, Willis?
Yes. I was watching that the other day.
So yeah, I was like, it's got to be more catchphrases than I know. But anyway, I don't want to start a catchphrase thing. But if y'all know any other ones that are probably kind of across the board, because this, how about this one? I'm gonna see how we linked. No soup for you.
Ooh, Seinfeld.
And I ain't even watched Seinfeld. Some kind of way
I
I
didn't.
got
I
caught
never.
up in
I
that
watched. I
episode.
watched. That's one show that I never really. I liked it. I watched episodes every once in a while when you see it, but I never got into it. So I
Yeah,
didn't. I never saw all the episodes. But I do know
I
what.
got caught up in the No Suit for You because
That's
that
hilarious.
episode they tell him how to approach that man, and then the other episode that I have seen and remember is the muffins when they cut the muffin tops
Oh,
because they didn't want the bottoms and had all the muffin bottoms.
yes. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, can you think any off the top of your head catchphrases?
Mm-mm.
Cool. So yeah, I was like, it's
Like you like yeah. Nah, man. But I guarantee you, I come in here next week with a whole bunch of 'em.
you got knocked out.
Oh, that's Friday. Yes.
Hmm. And I don't even know that's a catchphrase. That's just probably more of a
That's
something
just
you
something that
remember
he
from
was
the movie.
known for saying.
But anyway, moving right along. So yeah, that just popped in my head because I was watching the Flintstones, which by the way
Yeah,
I enjoy. Fred is a bully. Did you know that? I don't think I knew that when I was obviously I'm grown now and I can recognize that, but he is a bully.
yeah. I mean, not Family Matter. Family Guy does a satire cutaway scene where they show him as like a wife beater and a bully.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
I
They
don't
they.
think he was beating on Wilma,
I
but
knew you. Right.
he surely is a bully to what's his little friend name? Shoot, it just
Barney.
Barney. Yeah, he surely is a bully. He be bullying Barney all the time. But yeah, I enjoy the Flintstones.
I love how we went from to the variants to catchphrases.
That's what we do, Brian.
That's
You know,
hilarious.
we could be talking about everything across the board. It don't matter. That's what we
Yes.
do.
Um, but just to talk a little bit more about the Olympics, I just stuff that is prevalent to our show. Um, the women's team, like you said, won their seventh straight gold medal,
And
and
can we pause for a second?
mhm.
Did you see Maya Moore 30 for 30?
Yes, it was very good, and
Okay.
just to bring her up real quick. Dad and I were talking about how this team would look different because they didn't really have a true three player. They had
Hmm.
Brianna Stewart playing the three, but she's not a three.
Right.
And if you had a Degadon who was injured and wasn't able to make the team, and a Maya Moore who was no longer playing, and if you see the documentary on her, you know why,
Right.
for listeners. Um, yeah, those two right there would definitely be on the team. Candace Parker's another one that, if
And the young lady we talk about from Stanford, but that's another
and
story.
Ogumake, that's four right there. It could possibly be a starting lineup. You throw a point guard with them, and that's the whole nother starting lineup that's not even there.
So yeah, I
Uh,
just brought that up because you mentioned the women's sport, but they
right.
they ran the table again, which
Yeah,
I didn't think they was gonna have no problem beating these people. So
and one of the cool stats coming out of this game is the first time in men or women's basketball Olympic history if two players, any player, had 5 gold medals, and Sue Bird and Diana
well,
Taurasi.
yeah, when you fit, then they keep putting you on the team. Your chances are they gonna get 6 if they want to play at 44 apparently. And what's his name, the coach?
Taurasi did say that she did jokingly say in the interview after the game, "See you in Paris."
I
uh,
mean, come on, man. It's
but
too many other good players that should have an opportunity.
but over on the men's side,
Durant
it,
brought it home. Not no
he,
shade to the rest of y'all.
no, and he needed to, because Lord have mercy, they was letting him have it on on social media about just him not being a closer, him not being a type that's gonna carry us. But interesting stat out of this one, and I'm going to throw it out there, and I want you to see. I want to see how close you get to naming the other 4. But Draymond Green became the 5th player to have at least 3 NBA championships and 2 gold medals. Can you name the other 4?
3 NBA champion
At least 3. So
Jordan,
could have more. Yep, there's one. I'm gonna give you a hint. He's Jordan's
Magic,
teammate. Jordan teammate.
Pippen.
2.
Oh
All
shoot,
right.
yeah,
Yep.
because they would
2
have both
more.
made the Olympics.
3 NBA titles and 2 Olympic gold medals.
Did Magic play in the Olympics twice? I know he played with the Dream Team.
He did not. He just
Okay,
played
I
on
didn't
the
think
Dream
so.
Team.
I was like, I
hmm
don't call nothing but the Dream Team. Okay, hold on. We
But
got
stay in
Kobe.
LA. I'll give you another hint.
Kobe.
Stay in LA.
I
Kobe.
said Kobe. Okay,
Yeah.
Kobe. And I guess LeBron.
There you go. Good job. Good job. Way to go.
I would have missed Pippen. Because for whatever reason, I just would have missed him.
Well, I didn't think about him playing in the '96 Olympics, the team that was in Atlanta that fought with
Right.
each other the whole
I
time.
forgot he was on the Dream Team.
And yeah, fought with. That's the documentary I need.
Was it the
I
Dream
want the
Team in
documentary
'96?
on. They called it the Dream Team too, and
Okay.
apparently they did
Yeah.
nothing but fight with each other.
Oh
That's
Lord.
when Shaq went to
Shaq
L.A.
was
and
yeah.
didn't tell Penny, and they were both on the team together. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that we definitely need that. Whoever out here listening, we
I
need
mean,
that. The Last Dance Olympics, '96 Olympics.
uh,
Shout out to oh girl that run track. Shoot, I can see her face. She won
yeah,
11
Allison
medals.
Felix, the most
Allison
decorated
Felix.
Olympian. Yes, 11 medals.
All right, and I want you to go sit down somewhere too, Alex, and let these young bucks have an opportunity.
Yes,
And not
Allison
that you
Felix.
old, because she probably ain't what you think, she in her mid-30s?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
she
thought
ain't old unless you playing the NBA. That's another story for another time.
right. But for her
But
to keep
shout out
herself in
Allison.
shape like that, that's good. Good for her.
Shout out volleyball. I didn't know that was the first time we won the Olympic gold.
I
Women,
didn't know that
women.
either. The team, indoor volleyball, had no idea that was our first.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, what? I thought we had won that before. Shout out. Way to go, ladies. Um, and I'm just giving a shout out to France because if you didn't see their jerseys, it was just a bunch of black people out there. I was like, what is going on? Did you see that game?
Yes.
I was like, I knew it's black people in France. That's all on this team. It was like 1 or 2 that we would identify as white people there. And then the men's team had 1 black guy and all white because they showed them up in the stands. It was the opposite, the exact opposite. Anyway, go ahead.
Hilarious. Oh, yeah. But no,
Did we win the water polo? The women's one. I know we ain't win the men.
I think we did. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up
because
real quick.
I was cheering and once again because we had the black lady that's a goalie and that was just destroying everybody.
Yeah, the women did. They did.
Bravo, water polo. I'm just proud
she
of y'all.
was shutting it down. I loved watching her play. She was shutting other folks down.
That y'all can that y'all can kick y'all legs and do all that for so long and then swim to the other end of the pool. I'm just proud of y'all for that.
I got in the pool the other day and was trying to do that, and I think to myself, ain't no way.
That's a whole nother level of cardio.
I mean, and we have a pool that's it's shallow. Obviously, it goes from 3 feet to 5.5, so it's nothing deep about it. So yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah,
keep
ain't no getting
above.
tired and going to the bottom and standing up.
No, you just sink.
I was like, wow. Like, and then y'all got to swim to the other end and transition. It was a lot. It was a lot, but good job. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just took over shouting out people.
Oh no, you fine. Let's move on to our next topic. Coming to Netflix actually comes out tomorrow. And if I would have known about this last week, I would have told y'all last week. But it just came across my email, and I had no idea it was even coming. But it was part of Netflix's Untold documentaries, and they're doing an Untold on Malice in the Palace, the big brawl between Ron Artest
and all because of who you blame it on, Brian?
A drunk patron that took him through a.
If we before we can get to the drunk patron,
let's run it back a little further.
Yeah,
Ben
let's
Wallace.
go back a little bit before
let's
the drunk
talk about
patron.
Ben Wallace.
Thank you. That's who I'm throwing it on. I'm starting with you, Ben Wallace. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I hope to God, I hope they have him in all his gray hair glory on this documentary. I can't wait to see it because I saw him the other day with that gray hair, and I said, "Lord, look at Ben. Ben just got old on us in a hurry." Yes, but Ben Wallace and Ron Artest got into their little pushing match, and Ron went and laid down.
And that's what started him to go over there and lay down. And then drunk person throws that, and then crazy happened.
Yes.
I don't know if they were drunk, but person throws.
I would imagine to say that they had to be, but they don't have to be. Excuse me, I don't say that, but that's a good possibility. But you could tell by the look on his face that he wished he could take that cup back when Ron come running. But no, the reason that this is such a big deal to you and I is because it was really it happened at the start of our friendship,
and we sat there and watched it in disbelief.
In the village, could not believe what was going on in front of our eyes,
which is torn down, I think now. In the village.
Yes, our building was the last one standing, and then it wasn't.
That was so crazy. It was like, okay, Ben, why you acting up? Because it's a foul. It's the end of the game. It's over. It don't really matter. You pushing and shoving. He walks away, goes over there and lay on that sports table, and then it goes left.
and kept going left.
And if it was another word, left ain't even a good word. And then it became a train wreck. I don't know.
Yeah, it never got any better. Because
it was just a train wreck.
The part I can't wait for, and I heard this on a podcast, Steven Jackson was talking about this situation.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the Pacers. He was, right there in the stands with Ron Artest, beating up on people. He had a moment where they're in the locker room. He talks about, everything was calming down, and Ron just sitting there, and Ron turns, he looks at him and said, You think we're gonna get in trouble? And Steven Jackson said, "What? Are you serious?
Bro, we in
And
a
look, if we
whole
ever
lot of
play
trouble.
again,
We in a whole lot of trouble.
you think we're
So
gonna
I
get in
think
trouble?"
though, I'm interested to see if there was any repercussions for the person that threw the water bottle, the spear,
Oh, I hope they have him. That little nerdy looking boy, bless his heart.
because we don't know what happened to them. Like, did they get suspended from the whatever you call it, like banned from coming to the gym again?
Right.
Then I didn't know how much of a hit, because Ron Artest kind of had a little bit of a edge, and I didn't know how bad it was for pit teams not wanting him or something. I feel like I saw him do an interview and kind of hinted to it, and I was like, Lord, I didn't know that happened. I knew you was gonna lose some money, but why not like this? And so he had to rehab himself. So that's interesting, because I didn't even remember Stacks being in it, being a part of it so much than Ron Artest running through the stands chasing people. Oh,
I know two people I really want them to have found for this interview. I want the guy that threw the cup,
yep. Need to talk to
and I
him.
want the guy that ran up on Jermaine O'Neal and
That
immediately started backpedaling
Yeah, that
when
thought it
Jermaine
was
O'Neal went to
yeah,
swinging. I
yeah.
want him. I want him on this documentary.
Because what could you be thinking? That's a very large individual.
Oh my goodness.
So
I
yeah,
want I want Larry Bird. I want Reggie Miller. I want all parties.
the trailer, I'm mad because it was 1 minute, but they showed Reggie Miller talking about it, and I forgot. He would have been there. He was a pacer. Just forgot all about it. But yeah, that should be interesting. It should. Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch that one.
Yeah, that's definitely something. We might have to watch that together this week
Okay,
if all possible.
sound like a plan. Cause that
Yes.
right there. Yeah, that would be appropriate, Brian, since we experienced that. We just trying to watch a basketball game.
Right. I mean, getting ready for the
and a
playoffs. That's
and a
how
fight, bro.
man.
Oh Lord, that's awful.
Oh goodness. Well, next up, another basketball related documentary in the works. Peacock is in development on a $25 million project. I guess the bid was 25 million on a project that's kind of like The Last Dance. I don't really like how the
I,
article that we read worded it as a Michael Jordan Last Dance knockoff. But they're doing a let's call it a Last Dance
I
esque.
got the title, When
Okay.
the Magic Fades.
Oh my. Yes. On Magic Johnson.
That's the title, When the Magic Fades. Go ahead.
So yes, I think that would be definitely. I don't know where they would end it. I don't know if you would end it on because you really can't. You can't end it on his HIV diagnosis.
So it's gonna end. It's gonna end with the All Star game where he calls out Magic. I mean Michael hits the three, and then he calls out Isaiah Thomas and hit a three on him. Well,
Hmm.
first it was Isaiah, then he called Michael, and then they kind of just let the time run out because didn't he get MVP of that All Star
He
game?
did, yes, in
I think that's
Orlando
where
in
you would end it.
1992. Yeah,
But
and I'm sure they'll show
in
some
the
highlights.
meantime, in between time, I just want to hear all the juiciness on how people didn't want to play because they didn't know what was going on. And I do remember this thinking, bruh, like usually when somebody cut and bleed, they don't let you be out there anyway. So it ain't like you catching this from sweat. Like we did have enough information to know you wasn't catching
Right.
HIV from sweat.
I've seen the quotes. I want to see the actual interview footage of
hmm
Karl Malone saying he
hmm
didn't want to play with Matt.
hmm
You know, he was worried about playing with him, and then I want to see the video footage of Charles Barkley saying it's not like we're out there having unprotected sex with Magic.
That's
I,
hilarious. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
I want to see all
So
of that, and
yeah, and I
and
want to
we know,
see.
like I said before we started recording, we know what we know about this. and what we've seen. I want to know what we don't know. I want all the behind the scenes stuff, like you said.
And what happens to the who is the I've been in this. I had to tell somebody that they thing came back positive because I used to do HIV testing in my old job. Who had to tell him? I want to see this person. And when they had to tell him, I want to know all like what kind of emotions they was going through. Like, I don't want to tell this man, this athlete, like they probably ended your career.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean, and he was still in. He wasn't prime, but he was still, a very very good player.
he probably
Uh,
had 1 or 2 more years left.
At the top, yeah, right. And
But
he could have
yeah,
been.
I need all of it. So if y'all ain't gonna share all of it, don't play with it. Like we
I
want to
even want
know.
them. I even want them to go past the All Star game, and I want them to do the Olympics, and then I want them to come back. I want them to tell a little bit about that little quick comeback he had, and then when he was the coach, when Nick Van Exel and them played for him. I want
Oh
to
well,
hear a little bit.
Lord, that was so short. They ain't gotta say much.
Right, they ain't got to spend too much
He
time on it, but
coached. They don't play hard enough. I quit. The end.
hilarious. Yes, that was it right there in a nutshell. But yeah, and Nick Van Exel and Cedric Ceballos and that crew, that would be cool to see. Yeah, I think
So
this
yeah,
has a chance to be very very good.
that should be fun, depending on who do it and how they splice it and dice it and put it together. Cause first you gotta show. Obviously, this last dance, and we want to see like he's still pretty, on the pinnacle of, and then all of a sudden he not, because he still was the man for most, most and generally, and then the wheels fell off, and we all thought he was gonna die, and then we started seeing him chunky, and people said he didn't have it, or they
Yes,
said that
'cause-
rich people had different access to drugs, that
right. It
regular
wasn't.
people
It wasn't
did.
just that.
It was a whole thing.
It was all kind of stuff.
You know that thing you recorded for me? I ain't watched it yet. They did a little piece on it.
Yeah,
I can never pull myself
and
up.
and look, and this is how I know you haven't, because something you said a minute ago is in that.
Oh,
I ain't gonna say what it is because eventually you're gonna watch it. But
I just ain't never been able to pull myself together. I was just like,
well, I'm not
can't with
spoiling
it.
nothing by telling you what you gonna hear. You gonna hear who told him. You asked who told him. You hear
Oh,
who told.
you found out in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I hadn't pulled myself together, Brian, to watch it because that's my guy.
I know, and that was a rough time for you
It was.
when it
It was
came
rough for
out.
all the Laker fans. It wasn't just me. All the Laker fans was out there feeling it with me. Cause we just thought he was gonna die. I'm telling you, cause it was, people was dying left and right then.
Yeah, because I mean, at the time that was a death sentence.
And so, yeah, when he came back and was chunky, and they was just like, oh, he ain't had none. That was fake and all this other stuff. That man ain't finna go through saying he got no kind of disease like that. Well, actually, he had the virus. He never had the disease. And that was another thing people kept saying he had AIDS. He had HIV, and AIDS aren't the same thing.
Right.
Just like we mess up with this coronavirus, people can have the virus and not have the disease where they wind up like in the hospital, and be carrying this virus around and
Correct.
sharing it. But that's another story for another time. Looking forward to Magic Johnson's When the Magic Fades.
Look,
Who gave it a title?
look, we had to get that copyrighted. We had to get copyrighted. So we can get a piece. Do you have any sayings that don't make no
Of
sense?
course, don't play with me.
Come on.
Um, Brian, have you been trying to do anything? You just don't gave up.
No, I got a couple. I'm waiting on you.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. I'm gonna throw mine in there.
I heard Michigan coach say this, and I was like, that's beautiful. I don't even eat it, but he tough as a $2 steak.
Tough as a truth. Yes, that's tough.
And I don't eat meat, but I was like, yeah, if it's $2, it probably ain't no good. I don't know what kind of meat that is. Um, Working like a dog. Do dogs work?
My
I mean, I
dog,
guess some of them work like for the fire department and the DEA. Is that hard work?
my dog sleeps all day. I can't call it sleep.
Exactly. I was like, last I checked.
It's a
Who is
dog eat
Boo Boo the
dog world.
Fool?
Oh, Boo Boo the fool, Lord.
Who people be like, you must think I'm Boo Boo the Fool. Who is that? Brian, who is Boo Boo? Do you know him? I
Mm-mm.
don't know him.
I ain't
You
never
know
met
him,
him.
you don't know him.
I
Okay.
ain't never met him.
Well, Brian, you think it's a man, so
I'm just assuming.
Boo Boo the Fool. I'ma stump a mud hole in you. What when we out here stumping holes in the mud? How is that? What is that anyway?
And I mean, usually you try to avoid stomping holes in mud because you just
Yeah,
don't want your shoes
your
to get
shoes
off.
dirt. But you don't
That's
heard somebody talking about they'll stump a mud
I've
hole or
heard it.
something.
Yes.
And
Oh,
this is my I, and I say it and I laugh every time I say it because I don't really necessarily know what it means. I'm fit to be tied. Man, what is fit to be tied? What is that? Brian, what is fit to be tied? Have you ever used it?
I've never used it, but I've heard it used before, and yeah, never understood it. Um,
Oh, apparently it means furious, enraged, as in I've been waiting for 2 hours and I'm fit to be tied. Yeah, okay. So that's when I use it. I don't even know if I've been using it right, but I don't use
oh,
it.
so basically, it's an impatient thing.
I'm really mad. Yeah, really
Your
upset
patience
about
is
something.
running out.
Furious and enraged.
What
Like
does?
38, hot, which
Oh
I
Lord.
don't even know what 38 hot. We might as well throw that one in there since I said it. 38 hot. Don't know what the 38 means. Is 37 not hot?
I guess not. I think you said this one before. You said I could care less. That we said that one. I've heard you say that one before.
Because I think it's I could care more.
Right.
But we said wrong. Because I
Uh,
care less, mean I care in my mind, but whatever. We just gonna go with it.
it's a dog eat dog world.
When dogs eating each other, where are we?
I don't know what third world country we in, but we in there.
That ain't we ain't gonna even say third world. Dogs eating dogs. I ain't never heard of it. But I did hear somebody say that this morning on a POV documentary on PBS while I was working out.
Oh man, those keep getting good each
What
week.
about the big dog stand on the porch?
Man, listen, that's a cartoon. Tom and Jerry and them, and that big and Brutus sits up there, and every time Tom think he about to get Jerry, here come Brutus.
You know, it's Brutus the only one can talk. Well,
Eh,
what
right.
Brutus can talk and other. What's up? I don't like it.
I need Tom and Jerry to be able to speak a little bit. Oh,
Did you
Brutus.
see that movie?
I did. It was beautiful.
I don't know about the beautifulness of it, but I was I was like, okay, it wasn't bad. I didn't know where it was going at the beginning, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this.
It was a little slow at start. I will say that.
And
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, we there, we there.
Yeah, they came with it. Colin Jost is just funny to me. He's the one that for people. He's on Saturday Night Live. He played the Duke brothers' son. grandson,
Oh,
and coming to America.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah, that was a lot. So I watched that. What else did I see recently? I didn't see the last Monsters at Work, but the bowling alley one, I was like, Lord, they don't look like they can bowl. I don't know why it
that
lead in
I think I just
any
I
of
was
that.
nervous. I was nervous at first because they didn't show a whole lot of Mike and Sully. But I'm starting to like these new characters. I'm getting invested.
Yeah, dude with the horns that go out and not up,
Right,
which is kind of the main guy is based
right.
around. What's his name?
That's a
Do you
good
remember?
look. I'm just sitting here trying to think of his name. And What If starts this week. Speaking of
What day they gonna be released?
Wednesday,
Cause I got so far behind on the Bad Batch.
yeah,
I'll catch up at some point.
I'm a few behind on that one as well. But
What
yeah,
you think about Turner and Hooch?
I love it.
I
I
haven't watched one, but I saw it and I was
you
like,
got eh,
I don't
eh,
even remember. I don't think I even saw the movie.
okay. So see the movie before you watch
Oh, okay. That's
because
probably gonna be helpful.
well, it's they're playing it as this is Tom Hanks's character's son, and
Okay.
Tom Hanks's character died off screen. We don't see Tom Hanks.
Right.
So he dies, and yeah, this version of Hooch is like Hooch number three. Obviously, you had Hooch
Oh, okay.
one from the original movie, and this is like the third Hooch.
So speak
Tyler is what's his name
is the name
from
of
Monsters
the
at Work.
monster's character.
Tyler.
Look at here. Speaking of like kind of a not a spin-off or whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
I came across Independence Day Resurrection or something. Now I really don't remember Independence Day. I know that Vivica Fox and Will Smith and all them was in it.
Right.
So I was trying to watch this one because the young man that played Shaft's son and he was in that movie, that little documentary that LeBron James did. What's
Oh,
Survivor's
Survivor's
Remorse?
Remorse. Yes.
He is playing Will's son. Obviously, like this, like you were saying with that, Will's dead,
Hmm.
and Vivica dies in it. But I was like, why did y'all redo it? I don't know what the first one was, but that I didn't even make it to the end. I was like,
Yeah, I never saw
this
the
is
one you're
some
talking about, and
hot. Don't waste any of your time on it.
I think when I saw that Will Smith wasn't going to be in it, that was probably what made me not watch it. But yeah,
Don't even don't even. Have you heard anything about Jungle Cruise?
we watched it.
Did you like
Yesterday.
it?
It was cute. It was good, and I mean, The Rock and Emily Blunt are just good together. So
Mm. The Rock
they
family
came.
good with anybody.
He pairs well with everyone so far. I haven't seen him. I mean, I know him and Vin Diesel didn't really get along or whatever, but
Well, that's off the screen, but on the
yeah,
screen,
they did well together.
let me tell
Yeah,
you, he gonna be Black Adam. Is it Black Adam?
correct.
I didn't know Black Adam was bad.
This is something I didn't know as well. Of course, I didn't know a
I
whole
was
lot about
sad.
DC, so
I was disappointed too a little bit because I was like, I don't want you to be a bad character. Was Black Adam good at any point? Do you know? Because
I
you just
don't
told me
know.
you ain't watched.
I didn't really
But
know a whole lot about
I
DC,
googled him.
but
I was like, wait a minute, he's bad.
I really truly think he's gonna be this more like an anti-hero type because I think he's gonna have to be some of himself, and
I
it's
was very disappointed to know that.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So they could take a spin.
I watched the Suicide Squad this
Hmm.
weekend, and this is a personal choice. This is not saying I'm not saying that no one else is gonna dislike the movie. I don't like, and I've said this. I said this with Mortal Kombat. I don't like whole lot of blood and this that, and the other.
For no
That ain't.
reason.
Yeah, and I know that's part of the whole Suicide Squad deal and everything. James
Well, the
Gunn did
first
a
one
very
didn't have that much blood in it. Go ahead.
this one was better than the first one to me,
Mhm.
but I just with
It
all
was too gory.
yeah, I don't like all that. That's just a personal choice.
Well, I ain't gonna watch it because I don't like to see all that blood and stuff. And I say that. And did you ever see that the comment on Prime Video? What's the name of that cartoon I told you to watch?
Oh no, I haven't seen. I gotta
Yeah,
watch
because
that.
it's gory,
Yeah, she
but it's
told me about that.
cartoon, so it's like, oh, y'all went too far, and then you just keep watching. But
Yes.
and the story was good. So I'm glad to know that I won't watch it. Cause I saw the trailer and I was like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, and they just like they did in the first one. They did a good job of having it kind of tie off and show you see where John Cena's Peacemaker is going to get his spinoff TV show, and you see how that happens and evolves at the
But
end.
DC better get on the good foot because y'all so far behind. I guess it really ain't no catching up.
I
But
really don't think, yeah,
I
it's
hope
going to
this
take
Black Adam.
a whole lot of lawsuits and bad press for them to catch up.
Um, People don't care about her suing them. They still gonna show up at them movies.
Yeah, let Shang Chi come out here in a couple of weeks, September 3rd. People are
Yeah,
gonna
they
show up
gonna
for
show
that.
right up.
And when Spider Man come out in December,
Yeah, they'll be right there. They care less about how she didn't get her cut off of the Disney Channel or whatever, Disney Plus.
well,
Well,
you
speaking of
have
another
anything
one that
else?
I didn't know, yeah, while we on cartoons, I came across Milestone, which are black men that started Static and Blood Syndicate and all of them, which are black
Okay,
based cartoons.
okay.
And Brian, you know how you own something and you know this because you experienced Katrina.
Hmm.
But it wasn't Katrina. I just don't know where it is. I had some of the first copies of Static.
Really?
Had them. I had came across them in when I was at the University of Florida, and I came across them at obviously a comic book store, and that was black. It was like the first black. He was the first black comic. I didn't know about Black Panther. I knew about Static first. Obviously, Black Panther is older than him,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's when I met Static in a comic book. I have no idea what those are,
That's interesting.
and then I didn't know that they had done a rebirth, but I had reached out to you with that order that I made, but and I watched a whole it was a panel on it was called WonderCon or something. I guess it was some kind of spinoff of Comic Con,
Yeah, they got a bunch of those.
WonderCon or something, and
Hmm.
I was curious and I was like, oh, okay. And they talked about revamping it and bringing it back and how it all came together and the new young man that's the artist for Static, and I was like, well, I have to pay a little more attention. I was trying to find a comic book store around here, but I feel like I found one, but I don't know where exactly it is. And I don't know that I'm gonna be trying that hard to find it. But yeah, so anybody that's a Static fan, Static Shock, I put a shock into your system. I didn't even know the guy that did his voiceover. He is like a comedian. If you saw him, you would know who he is, Brian.
Hmm.
But they did his voice work for the cartoon. You remember Lil Bow? Was it Lil Bow Wow that had that did the intro? One of the intros. Not Bow Wow. What? It wasn't Bow Wow. What's the other kid name? His dad had his dad is he played basketball. He was a rapper.
Master P, Lil Romeo.
Lil Romeo did a Lil Romeo did the it's not a soundtrack, but the music that come on for it.
Oh, okay.
He did one or two seasons of it. He did that. He actually is on one of the episodes of the first Static. I hope they bring it back now that they're doing this. I hope they bring it back to the cartoon world too, and not just the comic books. But um,
Sure is. I'm looking at his picture now. Over there.
So yeah.
Shout out to New Orleans rappers. Yeah, Master P, Lil Romeo, Big Freedom,
Yeah, Frito in the building. What
Lil
about
Wayne.
the you said that his sons are they here's as in Master P. Aren't they going to one of them going to a HBCU or something to play, or did I make that up?
Yeah, they all already signed a big
NIL,
yeah,
NHL, and
one of
whatever
them
the letters
deals.
are.
Yes. So
And speaking of that, Brian, I really am not interested in buying a PlayStation 5. But I can feel it in my jellies. What is that one from, Brian? Feel it in my jellies. That's kind of a catchphrase too.
it is.
What movie you remember?
It's gonna come to me in a
We on
minute.
cartoons, so it's not necessarily a comic, but it's no, it is a comic too.
Oh,
If my little brother was
I'm
here,
looking
he
at
would.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes,
Pikachu, Pikachu.
yes,
Yes,
detective.
Pikachu.
I can feel it in my jellies.
Yeah,
Um, I I feel it in my jellies that. Have you seen Madden 2022?
I've seen some concept art. I hadn't seen the
Right.
actual footage. It looked
Ah,
good.
yes. And I'm thinking more. I'm not that in love with Madden because all the stuff that they have, I was like, I don't know that I want to get that involved. It's almost like they have meshed head coach, which is a good idea for people
Mm.
that love football. They've meshed head coach. You remember that was years ago into the Madden world. So you have so many controls and all that. Your offense
Oh,
coordinator, defense coordinator, the head coach. You get points for setting strategy, and then you can get the points, and then you can use the points or what they don't call them points, but to go towards boosting up your coach's abilities and all that other stuff. And I was like, we have gone a long ways. All that I'm usually interested in is that in Madden is like the storyline of what when you're trying to become a star, whatever they call that now.
right.
They they trying to hide that part. They just talk about it and talking about it's coming out in September. They'll have more information. But the reason I bring that up because Brian, when they have EA Sports come out and we get NCAA football again,
Mm.
that's what my jealous telling me that I'm gonna have to. I don't want to give in. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But yeah, because all the things. Shout out to my other sibling that we used to talk about. Like they needed to make sure in these games that like you could see how the people were living and buy stuff. Look like you remember ESPN football
Yes, yes,
where you
yes.
had a crib and that one guy that's a comedic character was it Carrot Top? They used to call you and want you to play his team and he had a 99 team all across
It's
the board.
yes. It seemed like it was carrot.
Yeah,
Golly.
so they've added some of that into this Madden. I'm flipping back and forth, but they've added some of that from what I read into this Madden where you can look like it read like you could spruce up your little spot where you live and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, y'all should have been added that. And I know y'all don't want to deal with like some Sims concepts, but it would be nice to play with the person, like to see actual money and not these token coin things, and have them to be able to go. You can pick go to practice, go to the party, go weights or something, and it affect their performance. So it should be interesting to see where this evolves to because these players look real. They got the kid that went to Georgia to Ohio State and now he's a Chicago Bull. It looked his thing, his little character look pretty much just like him.
Go Bears. Justin Fields.
Yeah, his thing Fields thing looked just like him. Some of the other players too, but see, you do all that shifting and stuff. They got all kinds of stuff on that brand. If you on the road, you remember how in college football when you on the road with a freshman quarterback and you pull up your icons, it be question marks. You can't call no play. It be wiggling lines. You can't see the play you got. They got all that in it. So it should be fun. If they don't have a bunch of glitchiness where people players running through each other. You know how that happens.
Yes. Oh man, I can't wait.
So yeah, that is coming out August the 20th. I want to say that should be out soon. It's pre-order.
Interesting. We're getting back in it.
Yep, football is coming. Yeah, August the 20th. That'll be out.
Yeah, we had that old fake preseason game for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, where the third and fourth stringers get all their play.
Right. Why?
Oh, and this week Hard Knocks starts with Dallas Cowboys. That'll be interesting. A lot of stuff kicking off this week.
It's August, Brian.
It is time.
By the end of this month, it'll be the first games.
Yes, we coming.
And then September the 4th. Shout out to Ole Miss football. Everybody vaccinated.
100% vaccination. Vaccinated and staff and players and everyone combined.
Shout
100%.
Out of time.
Yes.
Where to get vaccinated.
Go
Make
get your vaccination. And if you're not doing it for yourself,
do it for the kids.
Do it for everybody in your life.
What time is it?
For all the children you love. And if you don't, you gotta love somebody. Something.
Somebody somewhere. But as always, I'm one of your hosts, Brian Mackay, and I am with
T. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I hear from heaven and heal the land, Davis.
And this has been the Mac and T Show podcast. Thank you for listening.
This is the Mac and T Show. This is the Mac and T Show. We talk movies and TV shows, sports and world news, coasting like on a world cruise. Hosted by Brian Mackay and T Davis. Yeah. You can't tame us. We're going to the top, we're becoming famous.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mac and T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mac and T Show.